What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got Butch's 78 F100 in the garage here today. This is a Ranger XLT, super nice truck. So we're going to be doing a Crown Vic swap on the front, you see it right there, and an axle flip on the back, get them down about 6 inches. So here's this truck, there's a Crown Vic swap. We're about to get this thing up in the shop and start tearing it apart. All right, here's this thing, factory AC truck. We're gonna cut all this out. You guys know the process, man. Do the same thing on all of them. Gonna knock this thing out in a couple days. Sweet truck. Used to be long bed. He made his short bed. See right there where he cut and did his little work? Looks good. I think he said he took about 14 inches out of that. But yeah, that's what we've got going on. Actually, our easy tow is down today, man. One of our batteries shot out. It's actually, my son's flipped this thing about a year ago and it broke off the little terminal, and we just kind of rigged it up, and it's been working for a year or so, but no longer working for us. We're gonna run down to the golf cart shop today, swap that thing out real quick. We're gonna toss it in the back of Lincoln, take a little cruise through town, and then, oh dang, that's a sweet car. All right, I'm going to throw that in the back of the truck, head on down to the golf cart shop and swap that out. Try to get this sucker loaded up. Man, these son of a guns are heavy as heck. Don't come with no handle. I was thinking that was a good idea. All right, she's in there, let's roll. Okay, we made it back to the shop. Got that new battery in. She's running great now. There it is. Got a new wire on there too. The other one broke whenever it flipped the batteries out of there. But we got the easy tow running back stronger than ever, man. Just in time too, because we need to hook up to Butch's truck there, get that son gun flipped around and get it back in here. All right, Kathy's getting Lincoln out of the way, so we got... Oh, nice.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
She moved Lincoln out of the way, so we got room to whip this thing around the parking lot. We need to go ahead and get this thing turned around, get it whipped into the shop. I think it's gonna be raining the next couple days, and I don't want to be loading this thing up in the rain. We gotta get that CV front end in also. So we got it hooked up. Kathy's about to hop in there, steer it for us, and we're gonna whip her around the lot. Where's Kathy? Over hiding? Yeah. All right, we're gonna turn this thing around.
Does it need to be in neutral?
Duh. Just kidding, there's no engine in it, silly. She said, does it need to be in neutral? All right, we've made it in. Kathy, keep it straight. Nice. Uh-oh, ran out of juice. We gotta roll it back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. All right, now I gotta figure out how to get this thing out of here. Might be enough room. We're getting much better at this. Oh. Oh, out here. Okay. Okay, we got her in here. All right, next morning, got the old green truck up in here, got the Crown Vic front end up in here. So this morning before we get started, he didn't supply me with a bumper, so I'm gonna go snatch up a bumper that we've got sitting around, put it on here and make sure these front bolt holes always stay lined up. I like to do that. And then you guys know the process, man. I'm not going to walk you through every little detail. I've done this in plenty of other videos, and I've got a video to show you how that I do it. We're just going to get in here and tear out the power steering or the steering box right there, and just, yeah, cut it all out. We're going to get the plasma cutter over here, get it set up, cut all that junk out. And check out this, man. I made this little scooter over the weekend. Well, I didn't build it. We got it in like this. It was old and rough. I don't know if you know, those things go for like $1,600, man. I paid $140 for this one. It's just like a little trailer that you can pull behind that one. But we're going to try to turn that one into something cool like this one. I painted it up, did the Rad Fabz logo on the side right there. Man, see how clean this top came? It's like brand new. It was like this one right here when I got it. It was like that. So she's on charge. I put some new tires on it. I upgraded it. It needed batteries when I got it. That's why I got them so cheap. So this is a 500 watt, takes two 12-volt batteries for 24 volts. I got the performance upgrade kit for that. Now it has three 12-watt batteries in there. So it's 36 volt now. This is the company that I used on eBay. They're pretty popular with this stuff from what I've saw. So yeah, we got it crammed in there. You got to relocate your computer. But this thing, they said stock, it went 13 miles an hour. Now it's supposed to go 23 miles an hour. And I believe it, man. I was zooming around the lot yesterday on that thing. It'll do wheelies, kind of, with me on there. I'm a little chubby. But if you got somebody smaller on there, maybe 120, 150 pounds, that thing will definitely do a wheelie. Turned out pretty cool. Got the cooler up front. I still need to clean that back out so you can put your boot, sun drops or whatever you want to put in there. All right. So that's one thing we messed with over the weekend. And then also we went to the F100 Super Nats, man. That was freaking awesome. Got Corey's truck down there. It got a lot of attention. Everybody loved it. We've got all kinds of cool goodies here. We got our Misfit Fab banner to hang up on the wall. I'm excited about that, man. Got to meet James Mitchell. That dude's really cool. He's the one who runs that. And then we got our Super Nats wall decor there. Big metal sign. We got a V8 logo here. Then we got the Lincoln down here for Lincoln. That's really cool. Got this big Sinclair sign right there. I'm excited to hang that thing up. That thing's pretty tall, man. Look, you can tell, but it comes up to my waist. And then we got this big Ford pump. Looks really cool. We're going to set it outside next to our other one. I had it out there yesterday, but a storm came through. Blew it over already, dented it up. But we're going to set it out here next to, see how we got that one? I had it setting up over there. That's where she's going to go. We just need to Tapcon it down like we did that one. What else is going on, man? Yeah, like I said, the F100 Super Nats, super cool show, man. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Meet a lot of you guys. Sorry if I didn't recognize some of you, man. I get so overwhelmed. I meet so many people sometimes. It's hard to remember every single one of you. I apologize, but I appreciate so much you guys coming up and chatting with me and checking out the truck, checking out Corey's truck, watch my videos. Man, you guys are freaking awesome. Also, one of the guys that watches my channel, Shandon Nichols, sent me out some super cool merch from his company, man. That is awesome. We got this really cool beanie right here. Look at that. Got his logo on there. That thing is smooth as eggs. I can't wait to wear this thing in the winter. Well, I can wait for winter, but that's going to be awesome. Definitely going to put some use to that. Send me this super cool camo hat right there. His logo is awesome. The Mighty White Marine Shop. Very cool logo. Sent out a hat for Kathy. She was stoked about that. She loves that color. Very cool. Almost matches Lincoln. Almost. And then he sent me this big sticker. We're going to get that thing, hang it up there with all the other stickers on the pole. And then check out this. It's like a Yeti deal that you can put your can down in there. Or also, let me try to do this with one hand. Little top you can screw on. Put your hot chocolate or coffee or whatever in there. I'm not a coffee drinker, but definitely would drink some hot chocolate in the wintertime out here. And then this dang hoodie. Look at this logo on the back. Fabrication, custom paint and camo. Here's their phone number. And they're in Arkansas. Yeah, Augusta, Arkansas right there. Heavy duty hoodie. I'm going to be using this thing this winter, definitely. Got the cool logo on the front right there. So if you want some of this stuff, I'm sure he's selling this stuff, man. Hit him up either on Facebook, Shandon Nichols, Shandon Nichols, Shandon Nichols. Go check him out on Facebook, or I'm sure they might have a website or something with this. I haven't looked, but super cool stuff he sent me, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it, man. So cool. So, all right, back onto the project for the day. Enough yapping. Let's get to work. You know the deal, man. Like I said, we're going to put the bumper on there, lift this thing up, start cutting all that crap out, and you guys just watch me run around the shop real fast. All right, so I couldn't not show you guys all this stuff. So you turn the key on. Let me see if you can see that in the camera. You really can't read the numbers, but it's 41.3 volts right now. This thing was at 24 volts, so this thing hauls A. Now, let's give you a little shot around the shop. Oh man, this thing is awesome. Let's see if we can catch you a little burnout. Sheesh, y'all see all that smoke? Look at that burnout trail left there. Sorry, man, I had to stop. It was building up so much smoke in here, I could barely even breathe. Got smoky in here. Look at that. Kicking up some meat right there. Whew. All right, man, this thing is a beast. We're down to 39 volts now just from me raising hell in it. But you watch. Oh, God, that thing is ready to go, man. Let's go for a little cruise. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, this thing is fun. All right, we got that to cruise around the car shows in. Super cool, man. I've been working on that the last few days, getting it painted up. But check her out. It's got little brake lights and all now. It came with this kit that I bought. See right here? Let me hit the brakes, see if you can see them. Yeah. Yeah, that kit, that performance kit was like $123. If you got one of those and want to do it to yours, 123 bucks to upgrade that thing. And it came with the computer, the new little grips, and the controller, and all the wiring, and very detailed instructions. You will need to get another battery. It takes an extra battery to run that kit. So, all right, man, this thing's like smoke in here from doing nasty burnouts. All right, let's get to work. All right, we got our bumper from around back. We'll go ahead and line up all these holes. I've said in many other videos, you guys can weld a bar across here on the top and the bottom if you want to. I've done that myself before in the past, but sometimes it seems like these still tweak a little bit. So as long, in my opinion, the way that I do it, is if I got these bolts in here in place, tightened up, then they'll go back exactly where they were supposed to be in the first place. Going up. Earthquake test. Seems pretty safe. Yeah, let's go up with it. You need to pop off these beauty rings and these center caps. All right, we need to buzz this baby out of there. A couple bolts holding on that spring. And then we got this one holding the shock. Boom! There it goes. Out of there. All right, we've already got that done to the other side. We got our bolts out. I think we can almost dang near pull this front end off. I need to get that steering knuckle bolt off right there. Let's get that, and then we should be able to pull this thing out. All right, we got those I-beams out of there. I am out of breath. Shoo! It's a little hot today. We got it out. She's right there. I'm about to just hook up to it, drag it around. I'm gonna hook it to the golf cart and go on and get it around to the scrap pile. Get that junk out of our way. You guys know the next step. Get the plasma cutter, cut out these baskets in that center section, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, we got her all chopped down. That wasn't too bad at all. Took us about an hour to get those baskets and just everything cut out of there. That plasma cutter really helps out, man. If you ain't got one, better get one of them things. Sure beats using like 100 to 300 grinding disc. Anyway, we got her cleaned out. Still got to cut off this top piece here, but we're gonna do that whenever we get our little our little boxes that go in there. That's probably gonna finish it up for today. Getting pretty tired. It's nasty. We just cleaned up the shop. Got a pretty good stopping point for the day. We'll come in tomorrow and probably set these boxes in place, weld them in, roll. We got our Crown Vic right here. We'll roll that in tomorrow, bolt it in place, and that part should be done. Well, all right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, we out here getting at it this morning. We putting in these front boxes. He picked up these boxes himself. I've never used these before. They are already, they come bent, so you don't have to weld them. They've already welded in the corners, but everything else is bent. Those are pretty nice. I don't know how much he paid for those, but I'm sure they're probably more expensive than the ones we usually use because I have to weld my stuff. Anyway, we got that top part marked out there. If you guys don't know how to do that, I've got a video on how to do that. Go check it out. Well, we've got our box here now. Oh, it's hard to do with one hand, but we've got her in. See, she sets in just like that. We'll weld that seam up there, push it in, weld across the edge on the bottom, get her all welded in. You want to make sure she's good and flat on the bottom there. Here, see? Sorry, I'm trying to do this upside down. But you don't want it pried up, or make sure you don't have no junk under there, keeping that thing up. Set it all the way down like that. Okay. Phew, I'm out of breath, man. I've been running around this morning before we got going, but you'll still need to, I take the bolts that go in there, put a little bit of paint in there and drop it straight down, and it puts some holes where those bolts need to be. We'll pull that back out and drill them holes so our bolts will go through. Still need to cut out this side. I've got it marked already. Again, I'm not going to show you guys every little step of the way, but when you pull off that coil basket, it leaves this little oval. You can see I've marked it down the middle. Just catch it in the middle, and then take your square and transfer that line on the top and on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but you get what I'm saying. When you get your box here, you'll see it's got the little spot for your alignment pin on your Crown Vic. That's this right here. There's a little alignment pin on the bottom and make sure that that thing is straight, and it's going to go into this little oval spot right there. Okay, now when you get your line, take that oval spot and split that line like you see me doing there, and then just line this thing up. I'm not going to get it perfect for you, but you guys get the idea. Line that up, center with that, and then mark your edges. We've already done that. You can see our line. So then you'll cut out that top piece there so that drops in, and then on the bottom where your line goes, you want to measure your dowel pins, how far they are from each other, and just split the difference under here on this, with those lines. Sorry, yeah, you can kind of see it right there. So drill you a hole right there, and on the other side too, and it'll line up with that middle alignment dowel. Okay, I'm going to get back to work. Okay, whew, we got both these boxes in. It is hot as heck in my shop today, man. So when you get them set in like that, that's what I was telling you. Just make sure they're all the way flat where they need to be. They're not cocked out like this or anything. That needs to be flat, and make sure your bottom's flat right there. And then you get one of your bolts that go in here, hit it with some white paint, like that. All right, let's see if this left our little marks. Pull that back out, and boom, look, we got one right there, and we got one right there. So that's what you need to do to the other side too, to get your bolt holes lined up for those. And we still got to drill our hole for that bottom alignment pin too, so let's get that knocked out. Dropping in with a little update. You can see we got those boxes in. Got that Crown Vic front in there, looking good. It turned out all right there. We got our sway bar installed. Some of you guys, if you guys don't know where that goes back, some guys will use this front hole and bring that thing up here and use these holes for that, but that's not correct, man. The way you want to line this thing up You see how it comes back here and attaches to this sway bar link? Let me get a flashlight, you can't see it. All right, see your sway bar link right there that this is attached to? Okay, if you were to take that and bring it to these front holes, that sway bar link would be stretched out like that. When you set that thing in place, you want that sway bar link to be as straight up and down as possible. This right here. See how she's kind of straight up and down? Now if we would have came forward, this thing would have been tilted out like that. So you want to get that straight up and down. And over here, get that one straight up and down. And that's where you know to bring this right here. Once you pull it out and those are straight up and down, mark it and bolt that thing into place right there. So we've got that. We've still got to do our lower control arm brackets. We'll probably knock those out tomorrow. I'm getting pretty wore out for the day. But all we need to do is slide off those little brackets, clock those bushings right there, weld them back on, and put our lower control arms there on, and we'll be done with this. We got to hook up his steering still, and I think hook the front brakes back up, which is really easy stuff. So yeah, just give you guys a little update of what we got going on. There she is. She's sitting on that Crown Vic. She's a roller now. Jeez, that's close on the other side. Come over here and look at the other side. Look at that. I can barely get a piece of paper through there. Those little side steps right there, you get real close. Turn that back bumper real good. You got a little piece hanging right here.
Bye.
All right, let's get this little measurement. I'm curious how much this is going to drop our rear end. So the bottom of the bumper, you can see this bumper's kind of janky, but to the bottom of it right now is 20.5 inches. Okay, so we'll see where we're at whenever we get done doing this. See how much of a drop that gave us. All right, we've got that notch in, looking good, welded in place. Went ahead and hit it with some black paint too, so that way it can be drying. Looking good. We welded it on the inside also. We've just got this side done, haven't done that side yet. As you see, there's some gas lines and some electrical we got to pull out of the way before we cut that stuff. But we did go ahead and put this bottom perch on. We've got it welded in. Looking good. Looking good. Let me come on over to the other side. We haven't welded this one in yet. I'll show you what the plan was. All right, so remember, your little perch, the hole is going to go towards the front of the truck. Sets on there. So from there, we're going to take it, set it on our axle, and I went ahead and marked it right there with a marker, and we grinded it down so we can weld nice and smooth. All right, and you just want to get that thing and hold it in place till it's locked in place nice and good, and then throw yourself a nice bead of weld on both sides there. Hold that thing in place. We're going to go ahead and weld that in. We'll be done with this part. All we've really got left, main stuff left to do, is go ahead and cut this notch and get that one set in. From there, man, we can start putting this stuff back together, and we're about got this job wrapped up. All right, we've got both of our notches in, got them painted up, looking good, looking good. We got our perches on the bottom. We went ahead and hit that with some fresh black paint over there, over here. Got both of those painted up, looking good. So now it's time to start putting this crap back together, man. So I've just got a little jack stand right there, holding this thing up so it don't swivel, you know, like that. Just get it held up. And then if you've got yours on a lift or whatever you got going on, I'm going to go ahead and lower this down a little bit so that way we can start bringing these leaf springs back up, and we're going to try to get these bolts back in. All right, make sure you go underneath and make sure your alignment hole is lined up with that pin right there, and get all those snug down nice and tight. And that's pretty much all we need to do under here. Let's get her lowered back down, hook these brake lines and stuff back up. And man, this job's about done, guys. All right, let's go ahead and lower this thing down and see how low she went it back. I'm curious to see. I don't remember, but I think it was 20 and a half or 21 and a half. We may have to go back in the video and see. All right, I got my tape measure. Let's see the difference. So we are at 11 inches right there, man. It was at what, 20 and a half? 20 and a half or 21 and a half? I'll have to go back and look. But right now, we're at 11. So that was quite a drop there, man. That was like 10 or 11 inches drop on that. And then when he puts his bed on and gets the weight, it's going to go down more than that. So, yeah, man, what a drop. Some people say 4 to 6 inches. Dude, that was 10 inches drop on that right there. All right, let's get our shocks put back on. Maybe that's probably that'll raise us back up a couple more inches like that. I'm going back with the original shocks. You guys can use whatever you want, but the original shocks will work back in its place for now. All right, we've got our shocks back on there, and that did raise us up a little bit. So where were we at? What, like 11, I think, or 10? Now we're up to 13. That brought us up to 13 right there. So with the stock ones back on, 13's where we're at. So not much left to do, man. Let's jump on this thing, make sure nothing's binded up, make sure everything's good. Looks good. Okay, all that's left, hook our brake lines back up, tuck up all those gas lines and electrical lines. All right, man, we got that rear end axle flip done there. Pretty easy job. We got her all back together. This part is done. We still got a few things left to do to the front up here, man. We got to do our steering and hook our front brakes back up, and I think we are done. I think that's all that's left on this one is the steering, front brakes. We'll have her wrapped up. I wish I would have taken a measurement on that front and see how far the front dropped down. I forgot to measure that, but you see how much we got on the back there. It went from hold on, what's going on with my phone? There we go. Went from 20 to, we're at 13 now with the shocks back on. So it's about a 7-inch drop there on the back. Okay, let's get to this front and figure out what we're gonna do on this front end here. All right, I believe we got this front end wrapped up too. Pretty simple, man. All the brakes we just left hooked up to the proportion valve that was already there. So a little tip that I just figured out earlier today is that if you take the rubber brake lines from the disc brakes on like a 79 or a Dentside with the disc brakes, those banjo fittings fit onto the Crown Vic caliper right there. I did have to swap them, so I took the passenger one and put it on the driver's side and the driver on the passenger side to make it work, because of the way the banjo fitting, it was too wide on one side and closer to the other. So it also, if you put the passenger side on the passenger side like it went, it pointed down and there was not enough room. So in order for it to point up, I had to swap them. Also, if you'll notice, I don't know if you can see, let me try to get you a good view. See if you can see that one. See how it's bent? It was pointing straight up and it was hitting the rim right there. So I did have to put it in the vise and bend it at a 90 so that it clears like that. But now it clears perfectly. It's actually just like the stock ones were bent like that. If I can find them here in the garbage can. Yep. See how they came out of the caliper and was bent at a 90? So the one from the Crown Vic was pointing straight up and it was hitting the rim. So just bend that at a 90, swap them around, worked perfect, man. The ends fit right into the lines from the F100. All works good. Fit right in, bolted right in place. See that? Went right together. Now for the steering, we just used the Crown Vic steering shaft that was already there from here. And then he had one of those universal, like Borgeson joints or whatever, U-joints up here. And then we just made it work with a piece of rod. As you see there, I use that type of style almost every time. Works great. So yeah, the front end is all wrapped up. The axle flip in the back is all done. I didn't go in a lot of detail on this, how to do this. I have a video on how to do an axle flip. If you guys if you need to know how to do just an axle flip, I've got an in detail video on how to do that. But yeah, she's looking pretty good, man. Got her down. That's gonna be her height now. It's gonna be like that. looking pretty good. I'm not gonna put the front back on or the bed. He brought it to me just like this, stripped down, so it was easy work. We're about to pull this son of a gun outside and take a look at it in the daylight. All right, let's see if we can't roll this son of a gun out here. Oh yeah, we rolling. Headliner's falling, hit me in the head. All right, we rolling a little bit. We're going, we're going. What did I hit? Okay, we hit something that's not letting us roll no more. What are we being blocked on? What's holding us up, baby? Oh, I see. Tires hitting right there. Okay, okay. All right, now we rolling, now we rolling. Let's see, hopefully our brakes are gonna work once we get out and get to rolling in that parking lot. What are we hitting now? Okay, whew, that was sketchy as heck, man, but we made it out. We made it out. Let's hop out and look at her. All right, man, it's bright as heck out here, but I hope you guys can see that. She's looking nice and low, nice and level right there. Like I told you, it dropped us about 7 inches on the rear end right there once we put the shocks in. That's a cool looking truck coming along right there. Heck yeah, cool truck. All right, yeah, steering seemed to do pretty good. I was steering it on the way out. It seemed nice and smooth as eggs. Didn't bind up with anything. Brakes seemed to work a little bit. They could probably use another bleeding, but I don't know that he's not gonna disconnect some other stuff and do what he's gonna do, so. Well, all right, guys, there it is. We got it all wrapped up. Thanks for hanging out with me and watching me work on old Butch's truck here, doing that axle flip and that crown big swap on the front. Probably some boring content. You guys watch me do that over and over on other trucks, but man, I appreciate you guys coming back and watching those same videos over and over. Try to change it up a little bit and add in some different funny stuff maybe to help change it up, keep you guys entertained. And man, I really appreciate you guys coming back and watching my videos. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it that thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up anyways. Thanks for watching.